Over 70? A bone density scan may sound safe, but for many seniors, it leads to treatments that do more harm than good. The DEXA scan checks your bone strength. It looks for signs of osteoporosis. But after age 70, the results almost always show lower density, even if you're not at real risk for fractures. That's because bone thinning is normal as we age. Like gray hair or wrinkles, it's part of life. Yet many seniors are told they have osteopenia and are quickly started on strong medications like bisphosphonates. These drugs promise stronger bones but often deliver painful side effects instead. We're talking jawbone damage, stomach pain, and even bone breaks in strange places. Let's look at Rose. She's 76, a retired piano teacher, still walked daily. No falls, no pain. At her annual checkup, her doctor ordered a DEXA scan, just in case. It showed mild osteopenia. She was immediately put on alendronate. Within 3 months, Rose developed jaw pain and acid reflux, so severe she couldn't eat properly. She stopped playing piano. Her quality of life dropped. When we reviewed her case, we stopped the medication. Instead, we added daily vitamin D, resistance band exercises, and calcium-rich foods like leafy greens and sardines. 12 months later, Rose was back to her music, stronger than before, and had no fractures. Here's the truth. For seniors over 70 who haven't had fractures or frequent falls, lifestyle changes may help support bone health better than medication. Strength training, daily walks, a calcium-rich diet, and checking vitamin D levels have been shown to reduce fracture risk by over 20%. So before saying yes to a DEXA scan, ask, am I falling? Have I had broken bones? If not, you may be better off skipping the scan and focusing on lifestyle instead. But up next, a test that seems smart after forgetfulness, yet often leads to panic, not answers. Feeling more forgetful after 70? That can be scary. Many seniors worry it's the start of dementia. Doctors often order a brain MRI to check. But here's the uncomfortable truth. In most cases, that scan does more to create fear than give answers. MRIs show detailed images of the brain, but in older adults, they usually reveal what's called age-related changes. Small spots or shrinkage that are totally normal after 70. The problem? Once something shows up on that scan, it often starts a dangerous chain reaction. More tests, more doctors, and sometimes even unnecessary brain procedure. In a 2021 study published in Neurology Today, over 3,000 seniors aged 70 to 85 with mild memory complaints had MRIs. 86% showed some kind of abnormality, but only 3% of those results pointed to something treatable. That means 97% of people walked away with fear, confusion, or worse, even when there was nothing seriously wrong. Let's meet George. He's 74, a retired engineer. Still sharp, still active. But lately, he forgot a few names and misplaced his keys more often. His doctor sent him for an MRI. The scan showed white matter changes, completely normal at his age. But George didn't know that. He panicked, stopped driving, stopped going to church. His anxiety grew. Months later, a simple cognitive screening showed his memory was still normal. We worked with him on daily habits: hydration, quality sleep, brain games, and walking. Within 3 months, George felt sharp and confident again. No surgery, no scan needed. Unless you're having serious symptoms, like seizures, personality changes, or rapid decline, an MRI is rarely helpful for mild memory loss. Instead, ask your doctor for a cognitive screening test. It's quick, paper-based, and can catch real issues early, without the emotional toll of a scary scan. Bottom line, forgetfulness doesn't always mean disease, and a brain MRI may turn a common concern into a full-blown health crisis, for no reason. But the next test on our list? It's the one most seniors have had, and it may quietly send you down a path toward heart surgery you never needed. Over 70? If you felt a little tired or out of breath, you may have been offered a stress test. It sounds like a smart move. After all, it's your heart, and you don't want to miss something serious. But here's the problem. Stress tests in seniors without classic heart symptoms often lead to false alarms, unnecessary procedures, and serious complications. The stress test measures how your heart handles physical activity. You either walk on a treadmill or get medication to simulate exertion. The goal? Spot blockages in the arteries. But after 70, these tests become far less accurate. Studies show false positives, where the test says there's a problem but there isn't, can happen in up to 40% of cases. That means nearly half of seniors who take a stress test may be told they have a heart problem, when they don't. What happens next? More tests, angiograms, stents, maybe even bypass surgery. A major study in JAMA cardiology found that over 50% of stents placed after stress test referrals were done in people without clear symptoms and had no benefit in terms of survival or quality of life. What they did lead to was harm: bleeding, kidney damage from contrast dyes, and long hospital stays. Let's look at Raymond. He's 75. A retired postman who walked daily. He told his doctor he felt a little tired walking up hills. Just in case, the doctor ordered a stress test. The results? Unclear. So Raymond was sent for a catheterization, a procedure where a tube is threaded into the heart to check arteries. They found a small narrowing. A stent was placed. That night, he had a reaction to the contrast dye. His kidneys took a hit. He spent 6 days in the hospital. Weeks of recovery followed. And his energy? Still the same. Turns out Raymond didn't have heart disease. He needed hydration, better meal timing, and more rest between activities. Here's what you need to know. Unless you're having classic heart symptoms, like chest pain during activity, shortness of breath with mild exertion, or extreme fatigue with light exercise, a stress test may not help. It may hurt. A safer first step? A resting EKG, which checks heart rhythm while you're still, or a coronary calcium scan, which looks for plaque buildup with far less risk. You deserve peace of mind, not panic and procedure. And the next checkup on our list? It's one you've probably done before, and it's often pushed on seniors over 70. But the risks may shock you. Seniors, stop and think before saying yes to another colonoscopy. You've likely heard it's essential, but after 75, this routine test may bring more risk than reward, especially if you have no symptom. Colonoscopy is a procedure where a long camera examines your colon for cancer or polyps. Sounds helpful, right? But here's the truth many doctors won't tell you. For most healthy adults over 75, the risks of this test begin to outweigh the benefits. Let's start with the prep. Colonoscopy requires strong laxatives to completely empty your bowels. For older adults, this can cause dehydration, low blood pressure, and kidney issues. Then comes sedation. For seniors, especially over 75, the drugs used to sedate you can impact brain function, leading to confusion, memory loss, or even delirium. And the test itself? It can cause complications like intestinal tears, bleeding, or irregular heart rhythms. According to a 2019 study in JAMA Internal Medicine, for every 1,000 colonoscopies done in patients over 75, only 2 lives were saved, but more than 20 people suffered serious complications. That's a 10-to-1 harm-to-help ratio. Even when polyps are found, many are harmless and grow so slowly they wouldn't cause issues during your lifetime. Yet, removing them still carries risks. Let me tell you about Dana. She's 73, a proud grandmother and bakery owner. No family history of colon cancer, no bleeding, no changes in her stool, but a new doctor urged her to get a colonoscopy, just to be safe. During the procedure, they found a small polyp and removed it. That night, Dana doubled over in pain. She fainted. At the hospital, doctors found a perforation, a tear in her bowel. She stayed 9 days in recovery, lost weight, and said she never truly bounced back. When we reviewed her case, we found she'd already had 2 clear colonoscopies in the past. There was no need for another. That's why the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force now recommends stopping routine colon cancer screenings at 75 for most people. After that, only those with symptoms, like unexplained bleeding, changes in stool, or a strong family history, should consider it. There's also a safer option, the FIT test. It's a home-based stool test, requires no prep, no sedation, and still detects most concerning signs. Just collect a sample, send it in, and get results without the risk of invasive testing. Bottom line, if you're over 75, healthy, and not showing symptoms, think twice before scheduling another colonoscopy. You may be protecting yourself more by skipping it, but the final checkup on our list? It's the most dangerous of all. It's heavily marketed, and it may be responsible for up to 5% of all cancers in the U.S. Stay tuned. Over 70? You've probably been offered this, a full-body CT scan. It's sold as high-end prevention, a smart way to catch cancer early. But the truth is deeply unsettling. These scans expose you to massive doses of radiation. A single full-body CT delivers the equivalent of up to 500 chest X-rays. That's not protective. It's dangerous. In fact, a 2023 study published in JAMA Internal Medicine revealed something shocking. Full-body scans may now be responsible for up to 5% of all cancers in the U.S. That puts them on the same level as alcohol in terms of cancer risk. Why? Because they often find tiny, harmless abnormalities, like benign nodules, calcium deposits, or cysts, that would never cause a problem. But once seen, they trigger panic. Then come more scans, biopsies, even surgeries. Take Marcus, an 80-year-old former martial arts instructor. Still active, still sharp. He went to a private clinic for a senior elite checkup. They offered a full-body scan, just in case. The scan showed a 3 mm lung nodule. It was likely nothing, but they sent him for a PET scan, then a needle biopsy. The biopsy collapsed part of his lung. Marcus spent weeks recovering, short of breath, fatigued, and frustrated. The result? Benign. Totally unnecessary. Even worse, studies show that full-body scans don't actually improve survival. If you feel fine, they don't catch anything early that would have otherwise harmed you. What they do catch is fear. And that fear leads to interventions that steal time, energy, and peace of mind. The American College of Radiology is clear. Full-body scans should not be used in healthy, symptom-free adults. No exceptions. So what's the better path? Listen to your body. If something changes, weight loss, unusual bleeding, new pain, that's when targeted imaging makes sense. But if you're feeling well, avoid broad, just-in-case scan. Your body deserves protection, not radiation. And here's one last number. 1 in 20 cancers in the US may be caused by CT scan radiation. Think about that. A test that was supposed to protect you may be the thing that triggers the disease. After 70, your best defense is awareness, not alarm. Stay active, eat clean, sleep deeply, and choose your checkups wisely. Sometimes, the most dangerous checkups are the ones no one questions. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever had a test or scan that led to more harm than help? Share your age, your experience, and what you wish you'd known earlier in the comments below. We read every single one, and don't miss our next video. Stay sharp, stay safe, and choose your checkups wisely. See you next time.